At this point, nothing looks quite right. I will just keep it this way and go with it. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have my November's TBR. And if you don't know what TBR stands for, TBR means to be read. And this means that these are the books I will want to read during the month of November that I will probably not read because I already read 3 books and none of them were on my TBR. What can I say? This is me, this is my life. As always, I have my notebook here with the list of the books I will read during the month. I will read the list and just talk a bit about all of the books. The first book in my list is Frostbite, and Frostbite is actually the second book on the Vampire Academy series. Last year I read the first book on the Vampire Academy series and I actually liked it, but I don't know, maybe because I didn't own the second book, I didn't continue the series, so I will continue the series this year. I think it hasn't even been a year, but it's enough for me to say I will continue now. Anyway, so I will probably buy this book and read this book this month. The main reason for me to want to read this book is because the Vampire Academy TV show just came out, and I actually really want to watch the TV show, but I don't know if I can watch that without having read the more than one book, because I don't know, I don't want to spoil myself, and I also I am one of those people who prefer reading the book before watching the movie or the show. So that's the thing. So we are going to read this, maybe read the next one next month, and then watch the show. The next book on my TBR is The Dream Thieves. This is a book series that I started a while ago, and by a while ago I don't mean a couple of months ago. I started the first book during lockdown and I loved the first book during lockdown, but then I went on reading Cassandra Clare and other books and I never actually got back to it, and that's a pity because I really like the first book, so I'm picking it back. I don't remember half of the stuff that happened, but we are going to do it. And also, like, I think this has already been in 2 of my TBRs, but since I am an idiot, I haven't read it yet. Then the next book I will read is The Way It Used to Be. If you have seen a couple of my videos, you will have seen maybe my Song of Achilles reading blog or my Sally Rooney's Normal People reading blog, and this is because those 2 blogs were me versus that sad book kind of blog. So the thing is that I have these blogs where I read sad books with the objective of crying, because I am actually, like, sometimes I feel I'm kind of made of stone because I never cry, and the objective of this video series, or like this series I'm doing, is crying. So I've heard that The Way It Used to Be is a really sad book, and that's why we are going to read that. I hope to cry. If you want to know if I cry or not, it will be up this month probably. I also want to read Love on the Brain, and I want to read Love on the Brain for one specific reason, and it's not that I like the love hypothesis, because I actually thought it was okay, but I didn't like it. I had to take a lot of breaks between chapters sometimes, like reading other stuff and all that, and yeah, it wasn't for me maybe. So I only want to read Love on the Brain because of one reason, and that reason is that my friend who never reads romance wants to read this because she's studying biomedical engineering, and yeah, these are women in STEM, so she wants to know about women in STEM. That's as far as her logic goes. Like, I'm happy because she's reading romance, and she's happy because I don't know why she is happy, but she is. So I am just going to read that, and actually, let's see if I will be able to talk to her about it when she gets to read them. For class, then I have to read The Woman Warrior. I still don't know why I have to read those books. I actually really don't know. Like, most of the things we are studying in the subject where we have to read these kinds of books are about the US. So this subject is multiculturalism and intercultural dialogue, and everything we are studying is related to the US and the minorities in the US and how fucked they are. But anyway, so I will read that and I will probably do whatever assignment I have to do on that, but not really a choice here. The series that comes next is a series I've been reading for at least 3 months now, and we are going to go with it because this, yeah. So if you haven't seen my previous TBRs, I'm reading the Ghost Bird, the Academy series, and this series, I think it has around 17 books right now, maybe more in the future. So what we are doing right now is reading at least 2 or 3 books a month, and that way at some point in my life I will get to the end of it, maybe. This book is also a book that has passed, like I wanted to read it last month, I didn't, so I'm reading it this month, and that's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. But I am actually not likely to read this book, but there is a really good reason for it. Usually I read one book on a physical format and one book on the phone or on the Kindle. So the thing is, right now I am already reading a book on a physical format, and that's the next book on my TBR, and that is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. So what's the issue here? I am on page 316 and of this book, and I am liking it, I am quite liking it. But the thing is that I am not seeing an end to this. Like, I've been reading this book for a month and I'm still going. How? Like, it feels like the ending story. I don't know how you say la historia interminable in English, but la historia interminable in English. That's how it sounds like. Like, that's how it feels like. So, I don't know when I'm going to finish this, but as soon as I finish this, I will pick this up. And the last book on my TBR is the book that I am least likely to read. And that is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. And the thing here is, this is my favorite childhood classic. Not because I read it, but did you, I don't know if you did, but did you, when you were little, did you have this book that when someone asked you about the classic, that's the classic you mentioned? Like, for example, like when you were asked, like, yeah, tell me a name of a classic, and you were like, people usually say like, yeah, Pride and Prejudice, or The Little Prince, or whatever, or Dracula, Romeo and Juliet. There are options, right? So I always said Wuthering Heights. I don't know why. Maybe I wanted to feel different and unique and be a fucking pick-me, but I actually always say Wuthering Heights, and now I have a copy of Wuthering Heights in English, and I am intelligent enough to understand this level of English right now. So I don't know, I really want to read this, but I will probably not read this because, I mean, after The Secret History, I think I will not feel like reading a classic, even though the point of this book is like I don't know what's the point of this book is, right? Anyway,
I can't do this anymore.
I swear to God, if I have to record this one more time, I am going to cry. Anyway, this is it. I hope you liked it. If you did, you may consider subscribing, because for you it's not much and for me it will make my day. And I really hope that this is the last time I'm recording this. So yeah, I hope to see you soon with another video, please. Bye!